Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to Swami Vivekananda and the power of gentleness. So, how how I was going to say this. So, the power of gentleness? So I guess, I'm assuming most Swamis and Gurus are gentle, but maybe according to Sadhguru, he is, I guess, perhaps a bit more than others? Also, with Swami Sarvapriyananda, he does have one. As a matter of fact, it was one of the side suggestions. Like, you know what? I'll do that one as well. It was about Swami Vivekananda as well. So I guess we'll go ahead and get in the Swami Vivekananda train and see what every guru and Swami that I normally react to have to say about him or his teachings. So let's go ahead and get started.
Swami Vivekananda, after his Guru Ramakrishna attained Samadhi, he wanted to take his master's message to the West. So he wants to go and do this, but he wants to seek the permission of Sharada Devi, who was Ramakrishna's wife. She said, Naren, can you give me that knife? She said, I wanted to see how you will give the knife. You may go and spread the master's message.
Is it the handle first?
To be spiritual has always been also understood as to be gentle. And unfortunately, to be gentle has always been misunderstood and misinterpreted as to be soft or to be weak. The weak are gentle, not by choice. Because they're incapable of making a strong imprint, they're gentle.
I would say because they cannot enforce their will, that they must be gentle to get their way. Very interesting. I guess he's going to say the fact that the strong choose to be gentle because they can enforce their will because they're strong, but by choosing to be gentle, it makes them even stronger. Guessing. But I think that's amazing actually.
Gentleness is of value
Only when it's by choice.
only when it's by choice. You're capable of being violent, but you choose to be gentle. That's of great value. You're incapable of violence.
Your only choice is
Now
gentle.
you're gentle.
Yeah.
That's not of any great value because that's coming from a certain incapability. Today somebody was asking me, Sadhguru, why all the goddesses in India, always they have weapons in their hands?
Well, fair enough.
Why our Bhairavi, though she has eyes, she doesn't have any weapons in her hands. 10 hands and no weapons. Because she's done with violence. You see the buffalo, Mahishasa, already conquered. So what needs to be treated brutally has been done. The beast has been killed. Now there is no need for weapons, so all hands free. So to bring yourself to this state, intense, not in a violent manner, intense, she is intense in victory, she is intense in energy, she is intense in her ecstasy. Her intensity is not violence, not that she's not capable of. It's just that she's done with it. In the evolution of one's action, if you look at the evolution of action, the initial part of the action will always be violent. As you become more expert with something, you will see the rough edges in your action goes away and it becomes smoother and smoother, and there will be no violence in action. Even a swordsman who is an expert, only somebody who is new goes, "Ah," like this. An expert will just flick it and it's done. There's no violence in the action. So in the evolution of action, she's past that. Still intense, but in victory, energy and ecstasy, not in a violent manner. There are many symbolisms like that here, if you peel your eyes and see, where it is intense but not violent. Is something wrong with violence? It's not a question of right and wrong, it's just crude way of conducting life. If you say violence is bad, that means you will end up rejecting a part of yourself and you can never get rid of it because it'll not go. It'll come out in so many ways. People who are very peaceful on the street, violent at home, if they are not capable of physical violence, they're verbally violent, they're violent in their thought and emotion in so many ways.
Okay, thoughts and emotions. Never would have thought about that. I think of violence as physical and verbal to some degree, even though physical tends to be the more, pronounced violence. But now thoughts and emotion, that's interesting. Obviously we think of bad things, but I would have never thought of it as violence. And perhaps it is in some degree. You think of like, oh, I don't like this person, start thinking bad things. and to some degree, I suppose you can consider it violence. It is a violent thought, I suppose. But I guess it's more along the lines that it's a bad thought which is very disrupted to a harmonious or peaceful life. So bad thoughts, violent thoughts, not a good thing. And it's, I guess, but it says that you cannot deny it. I guess perhaps you have to acknowledge it, that way it is no... Perhaps the way to get rid of it is by acknowledging it.
So rejecting violence is not going to work. Evolving violence into a more sophisticated action. The need is not for violence, the need is for intensity. The need for that intensity is always there in every human being. If you do not refine that need for intensity and manage to experience that intensity by simply sitting in meditativeness or in devotion or in love or in simply pure action, if you do not find refinement and still find intensity, violence will erupt from you in so many different ways. You may not have the courage to get into a physical fight, but it will happen in so many different ways, and life turns ugly. It will enter every sphere of your life, and the way you take things and keep things, you will know whether you're gentle or violent, There's a very beautiful incident which happened. I must have told you a few times. Swami Vivekananda. All of you heard of Swami Vivekananda? After his Guru Ramakrishna attained Samadhi, he wanted to take his master's message to the West. So, he wants to go and do this, but he wants to seek the permission of Sharada Devi, who was Ramakrishna's wife. He went to see her and she was busy cooking in the kitchen. When he went and said this, she was focused on what she was doing without looking up, she listened to him. He said, I want to go to the Western world and spread the message of my master. Shall I go? So without looking up from the chores that she was doing, she said, Naren, can you give me that knife? So he picked up the knife and gave it. He's a certain kind of person, so he gave it in a certain way.
The butt, the handle, the dull end, the sharp end. I wonder if that particular like that.
Not like that. He gave it in a certain way. She took the knife and kept it aside and she said, you may go. Then he noticed this and he said, why did you ask for the knife? You have no vegetables to cut, everything is already on the pot. Already in the pot, on the boil. Why did you ask for the knife? There was no need for the knife, why did you ask for it? She said, I wanted to see how you will give the knife. You may go and spread the master's message. So this is where gentleness is. Not because somebody is watching, not because you're under scrutiny, just the way you move, how you step on the planet, how you breathe, how you sit, how you stand, how you look at other people. This is where you have to refine your action. Now I'm not talking to you about mindfulness, no, being mindful of everything, no. I'm talking about refining your physical action, your verbal action. With this slowly, your mental action and emotional action also can be refined. To just move your hands and legs in a more gentle manner. This refinement can happen either because you become meditative or you consciously refine it so that you move towards meditativeness. It's good to start from both the ends. If you want to reach a destination, it's good to start from every possible end so that you get there quick enough. If you want to burn a candle quick, you burn it from both ends, isn't it? You burn it from only one end, it may take a lifetime. You want to enjoy at least half a lifetime of meditativeness, you must burn it from both ends. So you may be practicing meditation, but also consciously refining your physical action. The way you move your hands, the way you move your body, the way you move your breath, your words. This is not about becoming pretentious, this is about becoming conscious.
Okay. So, the reason I wonder, I'm curious as to how. I guess gentle. How is that exactly handled gently? I mean, there was a very particular reason why she asked that, and he handled it correctly. I would be aware, of course, too, of two things of how you handle it in multiple ways. So one is you can literally handle it. If you care, you wouldn't handle the dagger or the blade towards the person that you're handing it to. And then if you're aware, you would be careful of where you put the sharp end of it. So if you care, how you handle the blade. If the blade is towards you, you care. I guess if it's towards the person, could be something there. Not saying there is. And then where the blade, the sharp end is at. When you're handling the handle, the sharp end is out. This is my assumption here, okay? And I'm not saying this is proof or anything, but the fact that the blunt end is towards your wrist here, so you're not a fool. And then the sharp end is out. That way, when they grab it, when they hand it and you grab it, it's already prepared to sharp. So you're aware of the situation. You're aware of how it needs to be handled. That way, it is most efficient. Guessing, theorizing, but the only thing Sadhguru said was the I guess how gentle he handled it, and I don't know how. I guess it's a good thing, I suppose. It makes me wonder if he questioned it. It's like, why does she need the knife when everything's right in the pot? But I will still handle it to her anyway. I guess that'll be another thing. It's like, would you ever question someone needing a knife when you know nothing needs to be cut? It's like, what do you need a knife for? Everything's in the pot already. I don't know. Just stupid questions out there. But very interesting. I wish that Guru went a little bit more on Swami Vivekananda. I probably should have looked a little bit better. I was just scrolling through his list there, trying to find a pretty good one. And I guess with this in mind, I'll be going into a Vivekananda train here. So Swami Sarvapriyananda, I'll be getting into his speech into Vivekananda. So anyways, that's the end of this video. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.